Gym owners, could you use an extra 35 to $4,500 of extra gross revenue every single month? I know that we could. Guys, I'm so excited to introduce Evans Arm Trading. He's one of our speakers at the Growth Summit coming up in Nashville. Evans, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing spectacular, Tim. Thanks for having me on.
Spectacular. I've known you for a while now. CNU Stretch is an amazing service product, I guess, if you want to call it a license that you offer. Why don't you give everybody a little quick, background on what CNU Stretch is and the benefits?
Awesome. Well, background of what CNU Stretch is. CNU Stretch is a licensed company. So,
Mhm.
for people that are not familiar with the differences, you have like an affiliate where you just pay money to get access to someone's name. You have a franchise where they control the processes and everything else. And the difference in a license is kind of like a white label business in a box that you can insert into your gym and use it as a revenue generating tool for your company. So that's what we do, and it's we're kind of unique in several different aspects. But one of the big ones is I run three gyms, so I'm not talking and teaching and helping people from a theory that worked 5 years ago when I had a gym or something that I hear and I think.
Mhm.
Everything we do is about how do we help the gym owners make more money? Because when you make more money, you're helping more people, and your team gets to make more money as well.
Right. And you do it through a profit center, which is Stretch, which is non-competitive to anything else they're probably already doing in their gym. I've seen nutrition, I've seen supplements, I've seen lots of different styles of profit centers, smoothies, etc. Stretch is such an interesting one that it's almost like the antithesis of fitness. And I know it's weird to say that, but let's talk about what the customer has to do to get the result. In
Yep.
fitness, they've got to work out. They've got to get to the gym. They got to go work hard and sweat, and it's painful and all the things. With stretch, they
You
get
just
to
like
lay on a table. They let you crank on them and they get that instant result, which is such a unique thing in our world of like the product that we sell is sometimes unattractive. I look at stretch as such an attractive product for the end consumer.
Yeah, it's also easy for the consumer to wrap their mind around
Mind
giving
around you.
money. Because think about it, like, imagine if you went to your barber and he handed you a set of clippers and said, Tim, what I'm gonna do is just coach you through it.
Yeah.
You may mess up here and there, but we'll work on it together and eventually you have a good haircut. You're probably not going to continually pay for that. But
Right.
that's exactly what personal training is. You pay the money, you do all the work. But when you go get a barber, when you go to a restaurant, when you get your lawn done, you pay the person, they do the work.
Right.
And so stretch for clients is just kind of like, okay, cool, I've paid you and you've done the work.
Yeah.
Things that we kind of teach gym owners to ensure that they become successful is to actually treat it like a business. So this is not just like, oh, I send somebody and they got a certification and then hopefully money will come in or hopefully that one person will do it. For us, it's about systems. So we help with anything from lead to the consultation process, to the assessments, to the, how do we package it so it can be long-term revenue generating.
Yeah.
And we've seen testimonials from gym owners, all different types, small gym owners who just launched, all the way to even large group gym owners. And some have testified that, like, hey, this month was rough, but I made extra $9,000 a month in stretch, and it kind of took me,
Mm.
over where I needed to be, which was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I can see that. And guys, we were just talking before this about the profit center matrix that gym owners that I kind of teach to. And the reason I created that, Evans, and you could appreciate this, is gym owners are bombarded with opportunities all the time. It's a widget, it's a gadget, it's an MLM supplement play, it's whatever, right? And it's can get overwhelming. And so I put together something just to help me say no to more things. And I want to go through those real quick, and so people can understand that this actually checks every single box of a yes. And here's the first one: do I believe in the thing that I'm being offered? Stretch. I believe in stretch. I was an athlete. You were an athlete. You were in the military. Stretching has so many benefits. There's studies. Um, so the quick, short answer is: do I believe in it? Yes. Will it get my client? Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I'd love to go like with on each one because
Yeah.
sometimes we don't believe in things because, I love Henry Ford's quote, right? If you ask people what they wanted, they would want faster horses.
Good
And
point.
but he made the Model T. So, when you start thinking about it, it's like if I don't, well, then I'm probably not paying attention to industry trends right now because in the wellness industry, stretch and recovery is the fastest growing segment of the wellness industry. So I have to really look and go, wow, even though I may not agree with certain techniques,
There you go.
say no to that delivery.
That's a good point. Yeah, we'll go through each one. Yeah. So do you believe in it? And there's your answer. So the next thing is, will it get my clients a better result? Okay. So in this industry that we're in, we're both in it. We're trying to get our clients a result. Maybe it's to lose fat. Maybe most of the time it's to feel better. Feel better
Yeah.
about life, feel better about whatever. Move better is definitely one of those things. What would you say to that?
I'd say, you always talk about the lifestyle client. The
Yes.
lifestyle client is somebody who says, I understand that fitness is like brushing my teeth. When I stop doing it, I don't get the
Doesn't
benefit.
feel good.
Yeah, right. So in order to stay doing fitness long term, I have to be able to recover well. And so stretch hits that notch of like it helps with recovery, which is a part of the fitness equation. Now we can tell people do it on their own, but every physical therapist will tell you maybe 15% of the people actually follow the plan when you give them to do it on their own. So now we're saying let's bring recovery into our business so it definitely will get results.
Got it. Yeah, exactly. So then the third question is, can I sell it? And what I mean by that is, can I get the team behind it enough to where that one, they believe in it to sell it on themselves, but they have the skill set to sell, and will the customer buy it? I'll give you a quick example of something that I was not able to sell. In my particular gym was a particular brand of supplements that we brought into the gym, and the team wasn't behind it for whatever reason. The ingredients, they didn't take it, whatever it was, and it just died on the vine. So the question then for you is, how do you help gyms and gym owners sell the product of Stretch to the consumer?
Yeah, I think to your point is when you look at the team, every interview I've done, again, 16 years owning a gym, every interview I've done, the trainers always lean in with altruistic goals, right? They
Yes.
want to help people. The
Hmm.
challenge is that they're limiting their resources to help people. So if I position this as a tool to be able to, you now able to help people and see the help. Like when I take
Immediately.
on that
Yeah.
fitness client, right? The reality is that for me to see the outcome, they don't have to be with me for months.
That's
But
true. That's true.
in a stretch, when we were in your gym and we did the certification day, I stretched that gentleman for 5 minutes, and he was like, "Dude, my hips feel better, my back
Hmm.
feels better." So it speaks to that altruistic goal that trainers have, which is helping people.
Yes, I would agree. That would check that box. The next question, number four, is there margin here? Is there a profit in the thing that I'm selling? So you could probably answer that better than anybody.
Yeah, so we're now understand my numbers are based on the fact that we're in an area that the median household income is $58,000 a
Okay.
year. So we're
Okay.
not talking about high things. But stretch, we retail it, meaning if someone just does 1 hour just a la carte, which is not what we recommend, it's $120.
Okay.
But what we're paying our trainers or our team is anywhere from 20 to 30, dollars an hour on delivery. So it's really nice margins I'm able to make. The other thing is when you look at margin from a gym owner perspective, the your base operating expenses are already covered with everything that you're already doing.
Yeah, in-house, right? The
You know,
rent, the electricity. Yeah.
so all you're doing is saying, can I get a 250 to 300 or $400 table? That's a
Hmm.
one-time purchase. The cleaning solution, I'm already using that to wipe down the bench, you know, and
Yep.
so the only other expense is literally the cost of doing business,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah, and so it's all about, and especially micro gyms, it's a revenue per square foot. And I would argue this is probably a higher revenue per square foot than, say, training, because you could do it in a 6 by 5 area versus, the whole gym, right?
Yeah.
All right, and the final question, and the thing that we want to make sure that we can do before we say yes to something is, can we service the product? And that's 100% what CNU Stretch does. Walk me through how you certify a gym.
Cool. Our license process has, a couple layers. So the first piece is we want to get the people to have some of the information in their mind. I don't believe you can learn how to stretch online. So anybody who goes into that's an online certification run, because when you're dealing with touch, it's kind of like saying I learned how to swim online. You
Hmm.
know, I learned how to overhaul your engine
Tough
online.
stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, maybe not. So we put them online so they can learn so many things, and then we pick 2 days that works for the gym, and we come in person
Hmm.
in person, that's where they're going to master touch. So they're going to get that component down. And then we start looking at, based on the team, what they have available, how many people are helping with delivery. So we teach like everybody gets certified, but not everybody may deliver, the component in there. But many gyms have these gaps of time between, their 11 o'clock to their 3 o'clock or 12 to 4, where no business is happening.
Hmm.
Oh, this is a way to say, okay, now I can pay someone a couple extra hours in the morning. I can pay someone a couple extra hours in the evening and run full-time staff members, which are more bought into your gym.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like in our process, we go through the certification, we work with them, and then like the secret sauce, and I'll put out there, so I guess it's not much of a secret,
Hmm.
is most people are only, even though our license covers 20 certifications per year, most people certify like 4 to 6, in that space.
Hmm.
What they do is they tell their 100 clients that, hey, we need 6 volunteers. So to get them competent, we teach them how to stretch real people in the certification. So they graduate the certification by stretching real clients. The trainer's confidence increased dramatically because they
Hmm.
actually did it already with real people that weren't in the cert. But then you also have a list of 30, 40 other people who wanted to be one of the 6.
Got it.
And so we teach is like, hey, book out all those consultations to be
Hmm.
the certification weekend, and now
Yeah.
you have 30 consultations ready to go.
To go close deals. Yeah, that is a pretty slick way to do it. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And so you're coming out not only as a vendor of the Growth Summit, second year doing that, but also you're going to get on stage and talk a little bit about Stretch. What are a couple things that, well, like, I'm a gym owner coming to see the event. Why should I come to your talk?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that we're going to unpack maybe what's happening industry-wise so you can really understand as a gym owner what's happening. And I'll unpack even some things like how do you structure pricing and packaging and things to look out for. For those that are not familiar with Stretch, I'll just touch a little bit on that, but not very high level in there. The biggest thing is I want gym owners to realize that you're not handcuffed to the 150 people that come into the door. There's
Yes,
more money you can generate from that conversation. There's more income that these people are already spending somewhere else, and you are positioned as their trusted advisor. So if you know how to unlock that, then your revenue goes up even without increasing the number of clients.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Which
That's a
is
good teaser, guys. Listen, Growth Summit's right around the corner, September 4th through 6th in Nashville. This is our seventh year, eighth year, I think. Actually, eighth year doing this. It's getting confusing. Evans is one of our speakers, as well as 11 other great speakers and presenters. Evans, thanks for sharing a couple minutes with everybody. And we will see you guys at the Growth Summit.
thank you.